Okay, happy Saturday. So I hadn't planned on posting this, but I spent a day just sort of relaxing, watching YouTubes, and I've been seeing this consistent message out, and it's talking about folks having these visions and dreams about water and waves and energy and that sort of thing. And so I just thought I'd, add to the collective for confirmation. Um, on November, I believe it was the 3rd, it was a Friday night before the election. I had this dream of I was on this land, dry land, and there was nothing on the land but these like tree stumps all over, and the stumps didn't have any, greenery or any life or anything like that to it. And then to my left were these big mountains and big hills. And although it appeared that I was alone, there was a presence there. I didn't know, I don't know who it was. I never saw, but I did speak to them because there over the mountain was this big, huge wave of water coming over. And it sort of came over because this was also during the time of the California fires. But and so it was like that, how the fires were kind of coming over the hills. It was like that. It was water just coming up over, huge waves of water coming up over the mountainside. And I, of course looked up, and I remember asking this presence, what is that? And the answer was they broke the dams. So this water was just like pouring over, this wave of water. Now, it was clear and it appeared to be water, but there was a little different texture to it, and it almost was like mercury. But it was water. I mean, that's what in my mind I was looking at water, but it had a little different kind of something going on with it. And if I can compare it, it was kind of a mixture between a water and mercury. Um, Anyhow, as it came over, it hit my body. And I remember having my hands up in the air. And when it hit my hands, I went into this somersault. It was almost like gravity had shifted, had changed, almost like I was in another space. If you think of an astronaut being in space, it was like I was tumbling and soaring and flying around like that. I could feel it all in my head. I actually woke up to that sense of kind of dizziness, so to speak, or cloudiness. I actually woke up thinking it was the next day. I went that whole day thinking it was Sunday, but it was Saturday. That was really strange. So I did have this dream about this wave, and I knew it was a vision. And then the other day, I had a dream about, swimming in the ocean. And I'm actually going in for that, but it was very deep too. I was actually in China, and there was a lot going on in that vision as well. And it was a vision. Um, um, the one thing that I want to add to it for me that I'm receiving is that since, many of us are getting these visions, um, I'm also receiving the vision and message from ancestors and from the spirit um, about just their presence. And it's as if they're always close, but really, trying to, uh, they want us to listen and to hear. And, you know, I believe that, especially for those of us who are receiving the visions, must be really truly compelled to tap in and responsible to tap in and go in and be internally focused on a whole nother level now. Why I say this, I had a dream yesterday about my parents, and my mother and father are coming in like strong right now. But a stranger told me about a dream that she had about her mother and father, who have also passed yesterday as well. She had this dream. She even got distracted when she was telling me. She started telling me this dream about her parents just out of nowhere. Her phone rang, and then she came back to it, telling me this dream about her parents. And she goes, and the strangest thing, I didn't know this lady. She said, the strangest thing was my mother hugged me. My mother never hugged in the physical. Now, 2 minutes later, I get a call. This is true story. I get a call from a cousin who calls me, and she tells me similar story. She had a dream about her mother and father, who have both transitioned on. And her mother, who was absolutely clean as all get out, had all this clutter around her. And so she was like, what is this clutter? And that you have. But she said, she goes, normally she dreams about her mom, and she never has like a like really seeing her. She just kind of knows that she's there. She goes, this particular dream, it was clear as day. She goes, I saw all the detail in my mama's face and everything. For me, that is sure sign that we're here, and they're trying to speak to us. Some of us don't believe that that the spirit lives on forever. I don't know why, that it just simply changes. They're here and they're close. And if this thing is coming, there's something that we need to be prepared for. We need to definitely be in communion, in conversation, and hearing what it is that we need to be doing. Just the little things. Writing down phone numbers that I don't have, not being afraid or anything like that. Some of it I do believe is spiritual, because some of those messages are, may be why we're letting go, getting rid of stuff, lightening our loads on all kind of levels, because, whatever's coming, none of that's going to matter, right? But, what it entails, what it really is about, if we're talking about, you know, um, kind of natural occurrences, if we're talking about weather and that sort of thing, or if we're talking about, a spiritual energy and wave that comes in and, just really shifts our being. I don't know. I don't know what that is, but I guess wanted to add to the collective to say I too am having this dream. So we are confirming one another that something is coming. I know for me, it's important for me now to meditate and really, tap into spirit, and to make sure that I'm in position, and that whatever I can do to help others to be in position, that I will do. So I just wanted to add that, because I felt it was necessary. Like I said, I hadn't planned on it, but I think I should. All right.